You know, when this journey first began, I did not know where it was going to lead me. Have you ever felt under attack for what seems like no reason? I'm talking about being cursed out, as if you were punched in your face. It's like you needed a do-over. Let me go, leave, and come back into the room, because clearly something is terribly wrong. There was no warning, no preparation, just straight accusations. Welcome to another episode of A Dose of Nicki. I am so glad that you are here with me today. I want to share with you a personal story about a class I needed to in order to finish my degree. And the problem was I had failed it before. Yep, unfortunately I did. And because of that, the class had grown bigger in my mind than it really was. And every time I thought about taking it again, insecurity started whispering. You already failed once. Maybe you're not good at this. What if it happens again? These are all of my insecurity thoughts, right? And for a long time, those whispers kept me from trying again. But one day, I decided to face it. I made an appointment with the guidance counselor because I needed their approval to take the class again. So walking into that meeting felt like stepping into a test before the class even began. She looked through my grades and my past record, and then she said something that hit me hard. She told me she doubted I would pass the class because of my past performance. Can you believe that? She sat right in my face like, I don't believe you're going to pass, basically. That was her attitude. And just for that moment, insecurity jumped forward. Yep. It wanted me to feel small, embarrassed, and defeated. Yep, all in one, all rolled up into one. But something else stepped in too. Confidence spoke quietly. You can do this. You can try it again. Yes, you can. And at the same time, ego stepped in loudly. That's how ego works. Yep, it sure did. Saying to me, don't let her see that it hurts. You better not cry. You better not shed a tear. And boy, ego was winning because I was looking her dead in her face. And I was like, stay calm. This is what I'm saying to myself. Inside, her words mattered more than I wanted to admit, for sure. But I didn't show it. I acted like her opinion didn't affect me. I even acted like I didn't even need anyone's help. That's the way I was acting, right? And then she paused, and I simply asked, are you going to allow me to take the class or not? That was that's what I wanted to say, or not. But I didn't say or not. I asked, are you going to allow me to take the class? And she paused, which seemed like 10 minutes, but it wasn't. It wasn't that long, but it felt like that. And then she approved it. Whoa, it's like I was holding my breath all that time, right? Now, looking back at this, I sometimes wonder what was happening on her side of the desk. Maybe it was her own ego reminding me that she had the power to approve the class. Or maybe it was her insecurity judging my future by my past. Or maybe it was just her opinion. Whatever it was. Either way, I had what I needed, and that was the chance. Yes. So I took the class, and this time I worked harder than before. I faced the fear that had followed me since the first failure. Step by step, assignment by assignment, something began to change. Yeah, something began to change. And the class that once felt impossible became manageable. And at the end of the semester, I didn't just pass. No. I passed with an A minus, baby. Booyah! Yes! But at first, I wanted to go back to the counselor's office and tell her, right? I wanted to go up in her face and say, oh, so you thought I wouldn't pass. But look at this, baby. Booyah! Not only did I pass, I got an A minus. I didn't get a C. I got an A minus, boo. Yes. So take that. But then I stopped and I thought about it, Calm down, calm your nerves. If I went back just to prove her wrong, that would mean she still had power over my success. See? Right? Yep. And that's when I realized something very important. I didn't pass the class for her. I didn't pass the class to win an argument. I passed the class for myself. And in that moment, I understood the roles that had been playing inside of me the whole time. Insecurity. See, it tried to stop me before I even began, right? And ego tried to protect my pride when I felt challenged. But confidence, that sexy thing right there, was the one that kept moving forward, quietly doing the work. And in the end, confidence didn't need to prove anything to anyone. Not at all. I always tell you, man don't promote. I say it all the time. Man don't promote. Oh no. It only needed to prove something to me. So as we wrap up today, remember this. Insecurity might try to rob you of your confidence, and your ego may want to protect you. But true growth happens when you face those insecurities head on. I want to thank you for joining me today on A Dose of Nicki. And remember, strength lies in knowing that your worth isn't defined by others' opinions or past failures. Stand tall and let your confidence be the driving force in your life. Until next time, embrace your challenges and remember, it's okay to have insecurities. Just don't let them hold you back. Stay fab and be well, my friends. Be well. And if you enjoyed this episode, join us next week for another insightful conversation. Remember, if you have found value in our discussions or this discussion, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops on YouTube. Take care.